This organization builds comfort homes for families of military personnel that are in the hospital that allow them to stay there free of charge. Since its inception 38 years ago, the Fisher House is on the road to have 100 Fisher Houses. The impact that this organization has had on the military families having to deal with their loved ones in the hospital has been significant. According to their website, they have saved military families $610 million in lodging and transportation costs. Over 500,000 families have stayed within the Fisher Houses. 12 million lodging days have been offered, and they can host an outstanding 1,300 families a day. A quick background on the history of the Fisher House. The wife of the Chief of Naval Operations in 1986 saw a family get off of a helicopter in Bethesda, Maryland. And her first thought was, where is this family gonna stay? She knew that within the area, the hotels were really pricey, and this could be a huge burden for the families. So she talked to her husband about it, who in turn talked to Zachary Fisher. Zachary Fisher was the premier real estate developer at the time. And his response, I am a builder. This is what I do for a living. I can do this. Him and his wife donated $20 million in the constructions of the first comfort homes. The intention behind these comfort homes was to provide lodging free of charge so that the families can focus on their loved ones when they need it the most, when they were in the hospital. This organization, of course, is one of the many that is near and dear to my heart. When I was stationed in Germany, a few of my soldier friends and I would cook dinners for the families that stayed at the Fisher House in Landstuhl, Germany. For the people who don't know where Landstuhl, Germany is, it's actually the U.S. Army hospital that all the soldiers from the war zone are medevac to. So there's families that come from all over the world that stay at the Fisher House there. And let me just tell you right now, it was such an amazing feeling to see the families come home from seeing their loved one, and God knows what kind of state that they were in, to a home-cooked meal. They're already going through enough, and just having that comfort there for them did so much for them. And I'm so glad that they had a place that they felt safe, secure, and had a community that was there to support them. I'm going to read 2 testimonials from the website that I found that were really impactful hearing and made me feel really proud of being able to serve this organization, and I hope it does the same for you. Major Pat Miller was shot while trying to help others during the active shooter incident in Fort Hood, Texas. He was shot inches from his heart and spleen, and he kept going and finding his soldiers to bring him back to the safety of his office. After emergency surgery, his family rushed to his side and stayed at the Fort Hood Army Fisher House. They felt cared for and supported while they helped their son and husband recover from his injuries. Pat and his family were so impacted by the Fisher House that they actually host concerts to help with the funding. Since his recovery, Pat has been promoted and now has 2 children with his wife, Ashley. The Fisher House played a crucial role in his recovery. Tara McLaughlin's husband was killed in January 2020 in action in Afghanistan. And at the time of his death, he had a 3-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a 9-month-old baby. Tara and her 3 children traveled from Fort Bragg to Dover's Fisher House for the dignified transfer of remains. After a 9-hour trip with 3 young children, they arrived at the Fisher House exhausted. The kids were cranky and off schedule, and Tara forgot some basic essentials. When she walked into the room, there was toys, a pack and play, and of course, toiletries for her and her children to use. Tara cried and felt embarrassed for forgetting to remember the basic items and was feeling like a terrible mother. For the first time since hearing about her husband being killed, she finally felt safe, secure, and supported in the Fisher House. There are also other programs that the Fisher House support. There's Hero Miles, where people can donate their travel miles for military families that have emergency medical services that are needed or crises that happen. There's Hotels for Heroes, which is free hotel stays for families of military personnel that are hospitalized. There's also a scholarship fund that has awarded $27 million to 15,000 students. There's a ton of different ways that you can support this organization. You can go to their fundraising events. You can cook a meal like me and my soldier friends did. You can donate monetarily. I donate monthly. That's just drafted out of my account. If you go on their website, they actually have a map with different locations of the Fisher Houses within the United States and overseas. You can definitely hands-on volunteer, or I can drop the link below in the comments where you can go to the organization's website and donate monetarily or get involved in the next fundraiser. My name is Mariam Dawood. I'm a U.S. Army veteran and former Miss Pakistan finalist, and I'm out here doing good for the world. And I hope you do the same. Thank you for staying till the end. That means you love me, and I love you.